Curiosity can change lives. Sometimes it can even put them at risk. Tonight, we bring you a story from Kabul, a story that begins with a 13-year-old boy. He slipped past security, he followed passengers onto the tarmac, but he never entered the cabin. Instead, he hid inside the landing gear of a plane. That plane took off from Kabul and flew to Delhi. And against all odds, he survived the journey. The story is bizarre. It is rare because wheel-well stowaways almost never live to tell the tale. It is deadly, and it raises serious questions about aviation security. Here's our report with more details.
Curiosity is a powerful thing. It makes us look into dark spaces. It makes us do impossible things. And sometimes it can take us inside the wheel of a jet. That's what happened in Kabul. A 13-year-old boy slipped into the airport. He trailed behind a group of passengers. He reached the tarmac, and instead of boarding the cabin, he crawled into the landing gear of a Kam Air jet. With him, only a small red speaker. On Sunday morning, the plane took off. Flight RQ 4401. Its route, Kabul to Delhi. For nearly 2 hours, the boy clung to life inside the wheel well. At around 10:20 a.m. local time, the jet landed in Delhi. And he was still alive. Airport staff spotted him wandering near the aircraft. Security was alerted. He was handed over to India's CISF. That's the Central Industrial Security Force, a paramilitary unit that guards airports and critical infrastructure. At Delhi Airport's Terminal 3, he was questioned. His answer was simple: curiosity. By afternoon, he was sent back to Kabul on the same plane. But the shock remained because the wheel well is no place for life. It is a compartment built for landing gear, not for humans. It is unheated. It is unpressurized. At high altitude, oxygen levels vanish. Temperatures drop below -40. The space is cramped, and the risk of falling out is real. Most stowaways never make it. They pass out from hypoxia. They freeze in the cold. Some are crushed by the landing gear itself. Survival is rare. Yet this boy lived, and he now joins a long, strange list of wheel-well stowaways. In 1996, 2 brothers tried to do the same thing in Delhi. They climbed into the wheel bay of a British Airways jet. The flight was headed to London. One brother survived, the other froze to death. In 1999, 2 teenagers from Guinea hid on a plane to Brussels. They never made it out alive. Their frozen bodies were found on arrival. In their pockets was a letter, pleaded for help from Europe. In 2022, a Kenyan man was found alive in the wheel well of a cargo plane in Amsterdam. He had survived hours in the freezing sky. But in December 2024, a United Airlines flight landed in Hawaii. Inside the wheel well, a body was discovered. Cases like these are rare, but they reveal gaps in airport security. How do people slip through airport security? How do they reach a plane unnoticed? And how do a few survive conditions that kill most? After the Delhi incident, the CISF inspected the Kam Air jet. They found the boy's red speaker in the wheel well. The aircraft was declared safe. According to aviation records, more than 100 wheel-well stowaway attempts have been documented since the late 1940s. Many ended in death. So for the Afghan boy, curiosity gave him a dangerous flight. From Kabul to Delhi, from wheel-well to runway, and back to Kabul the same day. A bizarre journey, a rare survival, and a story that leaves aviation authorities asking hard questions.